Talksport Pundit Jason Cundy made it clear that he thinks Mikel Arteta's picking of the young 15-year-old Ethan was an ego move, and we need to talk about this. Also, we're going to be getting into the Premier League season, Premier League so far. Let's get into it. We got me and Gunnar Souls today, and we're going to be watching this video. Let's get straight into it.
Unbelievable, I'm delighted for him on a personal level.
Is there a big buck coming?
Okay, Arteta doesn't really care about the boy. Oh, I'm sorry. I think that's a really poor, decision. I do, because it's about Arteta. It's all about Arteta. I have the manager that played the youngest ever player in the Premier League.
We just got to talk about that right there. Could you hear what he said? So he played when he was 17 years old. He wanted to get onto the team. I honestly believe this is partially anger towards Arsenal, partially anger towards his own career not getting a chance when he was younger. What do you think? Or should we continue to play
it? You know what? So far, it's so fucking... You know what? This is actually my raw reaction because I didn't bother watching this. Like I seen people talk about it and I was like, I'm not going to watch it. So, yeah, carry on. I want to hear what he's got to say, why he says this.
Can you hear me as I turn down the audio, or do you hear double? Because I just don't want the viewers, obviously.
I hear single, I don't know. There was a bit of double, but it might have been...
Big is me. I think that's self-indulgent. Yeah. And when I saw the kid on the bench, I remember thinking to myself, it's great for him there being on the bench. I was on the bench.
Could you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. Clear.
Bench at 17, right? First time I was on the bench, right?
Yeah.
So I never got on, but I remember being on the bench. So
yeah, you never got on.
What a brilliant experience for the kid, right?
Yeah.
And when he was warming up and coming on, I'm thinking, this is ridiculous. This has got nothing to do with the kid. Nothing to do. This is all about Arteta.
Okay. First of all, he doesn't realize what it means to the young kids that are within the ranks at Arsenal. 15-year-olds, 9 years old, doesn't matter. They watch that, they see that video, and they're like, wow, that could be us. We could get a chance to do that. We could get a chance to be in that team and potentially be put in that team to one day. There's a pathway for us youngsters. But all he sees is, oh, Mikel Arteta putting on a youngster, and Talksport have to find a way to make fun of it. You know what? Even without honestly, even without us having a loss on our resume this weekend, they still find a way to spin it into a negative. They still find a way to find the negatives out of something that, in my opinion, they shouldn't even be doing. And we just got to take their tears and run with it, because this is ridiculous, bro. This is ridiculous. I think he's just bitter that he didn't get opportunity as a youngster, and this is just pure hatred toward, or you know what? He might know what he's doing. He might just be doing this. He might not actually mean what he's saying, and he might just be saying it just to try to drive engagement. I don't know. But what do you think?
Bro, this is brilliant. This is sick. I love it. I want him to continue, man. Do you know what it is, yeah? Like, Arsenal fans, seriously, we need to stop giving into this. Do you know, because I know we're reacting to it, so it's a bit hypocritical for me to say, but on social media, the problem is they know if they talk about Arsenal in any negative way, that it's going to draw a huge, huge crowd and people are going to react to it. Now, the good thing about today, or what I've seen today anyway, is a lot more rivals have responded to this than Arsenal fans, which goes to show how stupid... Firstly, Talksport, I don't even know how they're as big as they are, because I have never, not once have I agreed with anything they've had to say. And I'm at a point where I don't even listen or watch or whatever. I don't even know where you can find them. I don't care to find them. And people who rebut it, like even Terry got blocked by them because he said, you're talking nonsense. Like, come on now. Like, if you're rebutting their argument, they don't like you. So you can clearly see where the agendas are. And that's and also, I just had to Google this guy because I don't fucking know who he is. Well, no wonder he's salty. He played for Chelsea, he played for Tottenham, he played for Crystal Palace. Like, he didn't play for Arsenal, he played for our rivals. So, of course, he's angry and he's crying. But if it's so egotistical, then are we now going to start putting an age cap on when players can get their debut? Or can we just give them when we think they're ready? Also, we're 3-0 up. Why can't we play him? Who the fuck are you to say? Also, are you a manager? No. You're probably going to fail anyway. You're a failed pundit, clearly, because you don't know what you're talking about. And Yeah, like do you know what the funny thing is? It's the ones who fail, the ones who speak the loudest, and it's funny. Like, I don't know who you are, lad. I don't have a clue. Yes, okay, cool. You've made a few appearances in professional football, so yes, you've got that over me. But I don't know who you are. You're irrelevant, and you want to talk about Arsenal in their peak at the minute. Nah, bro. This man, he knows what he's doing. It's both. He is salty, but he knows it's going to draw a reaction from the fans. And to be fair, he's winning because like a lot of people have reacted, so fair play to him.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. No one knows who this guy was as a footballer. They only know him as a pundit on Talksport because he just says a bunch of stuff to get drive engagement. He's good at what he does, but Ethan is the youngest ever player to debut in the Premier League, and there's nothing he can do about it. On top of that, when it comes to Mikel Arteta and his point about Mikel Arteta has made it clear he has a direct plan with how he's going to do things. He has a plan on how he's going to do things going forward. He has players, and this was a statement to the young players. If you stay at Arsenal, you have an opportunity to get into that first team. Omari Hutchinson, he's watching this right now, and he's saying to himself, "Oh my God, I left Arsenal to go to Chelsea only to get binned off to Reading on loan, where if I stayed at Arsenal, potentially he could have got a start in the Europa League, or he could have been on the bench for the Europa League. But this guy decided to leave, and it shows that there's a clear pathway to the first team for youngsters." Now, let's go to some of the comments. We got Blaze in the house saying, "Big up Iga and Gunnar Souls." Cundy is salty. Iga, he just wants to get attention and clicks. Arsenal fans, as a mission completed, how can you be so salty about a youngster making his debut at 15? Bro, it's not even about that. Do you know how many videos they did on this topic? Let me show you. They did one video there 20 minutes ago where he disagrees with Arteta's decision to play the youngster. They did another one here the other day where they're talking about something. He then slams him an hour later saying it's an absolute disgrace of a decision. On top of that, he says Danny Murphy's unsure if Arsenal should have played the 15-year-old Ethan in his debut. We should surely have somebody else. Shout out Jess. She did a video on it. Then you got Darren Bent talking about Arsenal winning the league potentially. And this one is the funniest out of all of them. They asked Simon Jordan, "What do you think? Was Arteta right to play the youngster?" Who gives him the who gives him the right to decide if it's right or wrong? Like, what the hell? What is this? What is this?
Bro, firstly, Simon Jordan, right, was about to bankrupt Crystal Palace. A man wants that now. They've given him a platform to talk about football. Bro, like, you're a failed owner. Like, do they not? This is why. Yeah, I select what I watch. I don't watch Talksport. I'll say it. I don't care. They don't have to ever invite me. I don't want to go on there because, bro, if I need to lose brain cells, I can find easier ways to do it. I can just bang my head on the wall and it's more entertaining to lose my brain, like, than watch them because all right, genuine challenge. Can someone find me one thing that they've said that's actually like, you know what, fair play? Because I can't find nothing. I've never seen them speak sense.
The only person who speaks sense for me is Laura Woods. And even though Darren Bent used to play for Tottenham, he seems very fair on his and he's not like extremely biased. But some of these guys, that's how they get their views, bro. You can't hate on them too much. For you can disagree with their opinion and debunk their opinions, but all of them.
It's harsh to call it an opinion, though, isn't it? Because like an opinion still has to come from a place of truth. Like, I don't even. The thing is, like, if they truly believe what they're saying, that is fucking scary because, like, how are these ex-football, like, bro? I don't know, bro. Like, it's just for me. There's opinions, yeah, like that. I like, okay, fair enough. Like, I disagree, but I can see where you're coming from. But to call a man egotistical, you're questioning a man's like personality and character based on a 15-year-old starting a game. Like, that's not an opinion. That's character assassination without knowing the man. That's like beyond stupid. That's like me making a judgment. But on that opinion, this man doesn't seem to know what he's talking about. I don't actually know. Maybe if I sat down with him, maybe he is quite smart. So that's why I'm not calling him dumb just yet. But if I ever met him and he was just like that, then yes, I will come on here and call him stupid. But so far, he does seem stupid to me. But that's just again, that's just my view on it.
There's not even anything to ask the viewers about this. Just tell me what you think about Jason Cundy's comments, because
bro, you played 5 minutes. You played 5 minutes. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, not even that. He's saying the whole thing is about Arteta's ego. His angle is this is all about Arteta and has nothing to do with his first line. Did you hear his first line? Let me repeat it again.
Right, first, because it's about I care about the boy. Oh, on a personal level.
Is there a big butt coming?
There is a big butt coming.
Okay,
Arteta doesn't really care about the boy.
Who are you to say that?
I'm sorry. I think that's a really poor decision. I do, because it's about Arteta. It's all about Arteta. I have the.
Explain to me how he has come up with this whole thing saying it's all about Arteta. Bro, he's absolutely in his own world, believes his own shit doesn't stink, and thinks everything stinks. What do you got to say about that, bro? His opening line saying, yo, it's mad.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, you know, there's opinions and then there's character assassination. And at the minute, this is just belittling Arteta's character without actually knowing his intentions. The only people, you know, if like one of the assistant coaches or the backroom staff came out and said this, that Arteta just wanted this, that, then fair play, you've got a point here. But no one from Arsenal has come out and said, we're going to have the youngest debut. But also, how do we know if he's not good enough or if he's not ready or any of that when we've not really ever watched him play? And also, with 3-0 up, why not throw the kid on? Like, when else do you do it? Like, this whole thing doesn't make sense to me. Like, even if Arteta's doing it for his own selfish reasons, he can do that. He's the manager of the football club. He got us to a situation where we're 3-0 up. He's put him on the bench. And guess what? He's like, okay, do you know what? We'll give these guys a chance because we're comfortable, we're cruising. We don't necessarily need to take any more risks. There's 5 substitutions. I'm going to do it. Even if he does it for his personal gain, who cares? We still won the game. It's not like he did that. And then, because the thing is, egotistical and not caring about the kid would be putting him in a situation when we're 2-1 down. That's when I would say, yes, you're being egotistical and you're making it all about yourself. But you put him in a situation when we're 3-0 up and we're cruising. It's not like we're struggling. It's not like we want to.
Someone just told me it's a publicity stunt on TikTok. I'm on TikTok Live. They said, come join us on YouTube, by the way, guys. They said it's a publicity stunt to try to gain traction, try to gain publicity for Arsenal. Do you believe that?
Yeah, 100%. Bro, that's all they do. Think about it. Like,
no. He's saying Arteta is doing the publicity stunt.
Even if he is, let's go with these hypotheticals for just one moment, right? Let me walk you through why I think this is how bizarre it sounds. If he's doing it for publicity stunt, there's so many things he could have done. He could have benched Saka. He could have done so much. He could have benched Thomas Partey and not played him, and he would have still got, talked about. We could have lost that game and get talked about. We could have made a blunder and got talked about. He could have made mad substitutions and been talked about. There's so many things Arteta could have done to be talked about. So if he's doing it as a publicity stunt, why does he need to do this certain thing to make it all about him? You do realise this Arsenal team is called Arteta FC by some. So he's already in the public eye. If Arsenal lose, who's the first person they blame? Arteta. What's the first thing that gets trended? Arteta out. So when he does something positive for the club and all of a sudden everything's PR for some reason, we made a signing. Oh, we only got Benjamin White because, the Tomiyasu, sorry. We only signed Tomiyasu because we wanted to make Asia sales. Bro, everything the club does is fucking PR. No one can see beyond it. Like, anything positive, anything negative, it's all because we want to gain public traction. It's always going to be the narrative that gets ran, regardless of what this kid does. He can go and win the Premier League, and do you know what they'll say? It's PR for Arsenal. It's PR for Arteta. If he hadn't won that Premier League, he would have got sacked by now. Like, they'll run with wild shit, bro. Like, it's mad.
Can I just say something? So, if Graham Potter, who's another? Eddie Howe did this on a weekend.
Bro, Ten Hag, let's just use him.
Okay, Ten Hag, would there be saying, this is the case? No, they'd be saying, look at this, an English manager.
Actually, Ollie done it with Shaw Tyre.
Exactly. I didn't even know who that is. And this wasn't mentioned on the media.
Who the hell is Short Tire?
Remember that Short Tire, whatever his name is, Short Tire, whatever. That...
1 second. Arsenal are playing good. Arteta is doing good, so they're trying to stir up Arsenal slander and Arteta out BS. That is, I agree with that 100%. We can give criticism, constructive criticism to Arsenal, Arteta's manager. How can you create a personal agenda against Arteta? This is not the first media to try to slander Arteta.
Can I just say something, Gal? You know, if
it's become popular to slander Arteta.
If an Arsenal player, Gal, does bad at the World Cup, has a bad performance, you know they're gonna blame Arteta somehow. I guarantee you now. If a Xhaka or a Brazilian player, he plays bad for Brazil, they're gonna say, look, Arteta, look, this is Arteta's man. Look what Arteta did, and look, he's on the big stage, he failed. Because right now, this is what reminds me of when Arsenal was Arsenal manager in 2001. He said Arsenal can go an entire season unbeaten. What happened? He gave him steak. He was laughed at by everyone. This is what they do. This has continuously happened for 30 years with Arsenal, bro. They hate us because they ain't us. That's what it is. That's the good statement, man. And the reason is, they know we're such a big fan base, right? I can't lie, we kind of have fallen into his bait with Jason Cundy, because I'm being honest with Jason Cundy, I never knew this guy played football in my life. All I know is some so deluded. So I'm not going to mention Talksport by them, because who owns them? Rupert Murdoch. As of right now, they're owned by Rupert Murdoch. So that says a lot about them. So you'd expect it from Talksport. But Jason Cundy, Jimmy O'Hara, what they want is, right, they're irrelevant. They're some irrelevant footballers who wives have left them, and now they're in some bigger step. So they're trying to get traction on Twitter. That's what it is. That's what it is.
You guys want to get onto football now, or you want to talk about one more guy who took a shot? You know what? This one I wasn't as bad.
Come on, God, let's talk. Come on. I'm angry, bro.
20 minutes in. 20 minutes in, guys. Do me a favor. Hit that like button right now. We have 21 of you guys in the chat. Hit that like button right now. The poll question I'm going to ask right now is, do you think, 1 second. What should the poll question be today? I'm thinking. What should the poll question be today?
Is the criticism valid? No, that's stupid.
Is Arteta being unfairly criticized at this point?
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, that's more on topic. Yeah.
You guys think he's been unfairly criticized?
Ever since he's become manager of Arsenal, bro, every single day he's been unfairly criticized. When there's things out of his control, he's been criticized. It's 3 years he's been in the job now, almost 3 years. He's been unfairly criticized since day one. Day one. The moment he was appointed, people were like, he hasn't got experience, he's not good enough. He's never managed a team before. That's when it's happened. Before he was even appointed manager, everyone talks, he was getting criticized. So it's been a non-stop cycle for years and years and years.
Bro, do you know what I find crazy? Like, look at this, right? And look, I don't care if United fans come for me, but you know everything Arteta said, like process, it's a project, it's about, cleansing the club, it's about rebuilding the club, etc. Now, yeah, if you listen to United fans, they're saying the exact same things they bullied Arteta on. And because they've realised, and this is why the likes of Lee Gunnar and that kind of crowd pisses me off, because they keep talking about this era of football that no longer exists. No longer exists. The Wenger-Fergie era of football is done. You can't win league titles. You can't win football in that manner anymore, because things have evolved. Ideas have evolved. The way, managers now, like, I know there's owners, I know there's like technical directors, I know there's all of this sort of backrooms, but the pressure on a manager to change the entire club in today's football is huge. Like, think about what Arteta actually has to do. He has to look for the recruitment. He has to also make sure that the culture of that dressing room is on point. He's also been tasked with the fact that player power can't exist. He's been tasked with making difficult decisions. And look at the Aubameyang situation as a prime example. The club were against him, but he said, I'm the manager and this is my choice. I don't want him affecting my players, and that's why I want him gone. Like, for him to be able to do that with a backbone in today's football where managers don't have that much power, you can see how much pressure, firstly, he puts on himself, and he puts himself in those situations. So when we talk about football, like football's completely, the dynamic of football has changed. Like back in the days, people used to play football because they actually wanted to play football. The money, yes, it was kind of there, but it wasn't to the level it is now. Like you can't, we're gonna see an era of billionaire footballers. Just for a moment, like comprehend that billionaires, not millionaires anymore. Mbappe, by the age of 25, will be a billionaire because he's getting paid like 300 million a year. Like it's ridiculous what these guys are earning now. And the ego, look at Mbappe. He doesn't want to play for the French national team because he's got image issues, or like he's not getting his image rights. Like these are the crap that these managers have to deal with. Do you really think like when Fergie, one of the most loved managers, is going to be able to grab them and throw a shoe at them now? Mad, bro. Those methods ain't going to work anymore. So you've got to credit the man for coming in and stripping the culture, turning over nearly 23 to 25 players, basically bringing in an entire new squad, ethos from top to bottom, and allowing that to happen. It's not easy to do that, especially as your first job. But what do they want to focus on? The mistakes he's making, that, by the way, Pep does, Klopp makes, Graham Potter makes. All these top managers make the same mistakes, but it's not ridiculed to the same level. It's mad.
You know what? The point you just made was, you know how quickly football evolves, right? 4 years ago, Mourinho was a top 5 manager in the world. 1 year later, he wasn't even considered top 10. That's how quickly football moves on. So we have one of the youngest managers who's right now who's in tune with the current game, right? I think they're stuck in the past, right? Like someone like Simon Jordan, who claims to know to run a football club, when he bankrupted Crystal Palace, almost seen him go into administration, and it was 2008. Running football on a pitch and off the pitch in 2008 is way different now. Everything in football, the fans is different, the TV coverage is different, the players are different, the tactics are different. And these men are coming from a bygone era. I don't want to say it, but it's a typical someone from it's like the Sun. It's exactly like the Sun who was stuck in the past.
Let me say something. The reason why they're always talking negatively about Arsenal, even when we're winning, is because negativity sells. If we all switched off whenever they said something negative and only praised them when they said something positive, they will say more positive things. It's just we're feeding them by reacting to it. Right now, doing this reaction, we're somewhat feeding it. But you know what? I'm gonna stay with it. And you know what? Everyone should agree with Gunnar Souls on this. What? And
football's changing right now.
Football is changing. It's changing a lot. But yeah, let me just go to this quickly. Did you guys see this?
And what goes on in social media?
I think once was funny, second time was a bit cringy, but nah, listen, I bit my tongue. I wanted to reply, I wanted to nibble, but fair play to them. They played very well. They're a different Arsenal side from what we played before, and they're going very well. So fair play to them. They're going well.
Yeah, so that is Ivan Toney giving us some praise right there, and but also at the same time cheeky, saying it was cringy the way that we were tweeting. The first time it was cool, but the second time it's kind of cringy. What do you think? I don't tend to disagree with him there too much. I think it was a little bit over the top. We didn't need to do all of that, but it's kind of galvanizing the fans, the players. It's just some of the things. It's one of those things where it's like it's us against the world mentality, and I like that mentality.
One thing I got to go. He mentioned comments
specifically. He just didn't seem like he cared too much at the end. He just wanted. It was the question that was asked. They were cheeky to ask him, but we're still trying to find him. He's still in Saliba's pocket. I think they found him finally. But yeah, it is what it is. He would love to come to Arsenal in a heartbeat. The only cringy thing that I find about this whole thing is they asked him that question in internationals trying to get a headline out of it. Like, you know what you're doing. Once again, you're just trying to find something. But hey, that's what the good journalists do. Do you have anything to say on this?
Yeah, I mean, he says he mentioned it 2 times. The only tweet I can find is Gabriel. So this guy is just creating.
Lacazette.
What did Lacazette?
He's not an Arsenal player, though, isn't it?
Lacazette did it last year, and then Gabriel did it this year.
Yeah. Well, also I have to say something, right? He said it the first time, and then he went on every single podcast in the next 2 weeks, every single interview, saying, "Oh yeah, how easy Arsenal was." And then ever since then, we smacked them up with the Emirates, bro. They didn't even come near us. When we played them in the Emirates in February, they got done up. They got beaten, bro. And then they come here today, play a real team, bro. Even if we had a full squad from Aubameyang and Lacazette, in the first game, right? A 50% fit Arsenal squad, and these men are going on about it, saying this and that. Now we play a good Arsenal team, and they fall, they collapse, and now they can't take it. And you're right. I love this us against the wall mentality, bro. Like, it's needed.
No, do you know what it is for me? It's I didn't want none of our players to reply. I just thought, get on with it. Like, don't bother doing it. But you know, for me, it's the disrespect that Arsenal are getting from these nobodies. Bro, do you know who Arsenal Football Club are? You're Ivan Toney. Who the fuck are you? Bro, like, I'm not putting respect on the man's name because he's not done anything. You played in the Championship, sick. You come to the Premier League, man's ghosted. Bro, I don't know where it is finding Ivan Toney, but at the end of the day, I don't blame him. He's a low-level player who's he slags his own club off. So what am I gonna? I don't expect someone who's been given an opportunity that's that disloyal to his own club. That's like, I play for nobody. I play for Brentford. To respect a great club like Arsenal, I don't expect it. So man needs to learn some respect first, and also, I'm actually disappointed in Gabriel. He should not have done that. Don't give them the attention they're craving. But at the same time, this disrespect for Arsenal from these players who would be on their knees, bro. They would lick a bathroom clean to play for Arsenal. Bro, I'm not even joking. Like, they would the things they would do to play for a club like Arsenal is mad. So for them to come out and have the thing of nice kick, you know what you're doing. You're disrespecting the club and you're disrespecting the fans. So pipe down now that you got absolutely humiliated and you did fuck all. You couldn't bail him out. You couldn't be this player that you make yourself to be. I can't believe they gave him an international call-up after that. But hey-ho, like, let them do what they want.
And Ben White still can't get in.
But I'm glad, bro. Like, Southgate's an idiot anyway.
Boom. Yo, guys, we got 29 of you guys in the chat. Do me a favor, hit that like button right now. Let me know how you guys are feeling during this international break. We got to talk about something else now. The next thing we're going to talk about is an injury update. Bro, going into the North London Derby, we got a couple injury updates. Name a player. I'll let you know if there's been an update or not. And then I'll give you guys the latest. Elneny, unfortunately, bro, no update on Elneny yet. I know you're a big Elneny fan, but like, it looks like he's not going to be
January
back.
Anyway, so
it does look like he's not going to be back anytime soon. So that is just unfortunate for Elneny, of course. But yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens with Elneny. In my opinion, he's definitely going to get a big opportunity going forward. It's just right now, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens there. What the hell's going on with the timer? Okay. Anyways, let's begin this. First of all, we have Zinchenko could be available going into the North London Derby. Ben White could be available going to the North London Derby. No update on doubtful for ESR and doubtful for Socrates. So at this moment in time, that is the update. The players that could be available and the players that could be out. That is the update at this moment in time. We don't know if Cedric is going to make it or ESR, but at this moment in time, are Cedric and ESR big misses? I don't think they really are. I don't think they're big misses at this moment in time, but that is the update at this moment in time. Socrates, doubtful. ESR, doubtful. Martin Odegaard, available. Zinchenko, available. And Mohamed Elneny, not available. Odegaard, even though he's injured, was still selected for his national team, and they wanted him to go play. I don't get how that works. I don't get how you're trying to get a player to play when he didn't even play for his club team in the last game. But apparently their manager is still trying to be eager in hopes that he can somehow get on the pitch before. It makes no sense to me. But yeah, the Odegaard.
Oh, I thought he was fine. What was actually wrong with him? Like when he
Odegaard's manager. I think it was a knock in training, and then I heard a report today that Odegaard's national team coach believes that he could still feature on this during this international break, even though he's fit.
Can I say something about our strength and conditioning coach? Because I don't know what this guy's doing. in the training sessions because the amount of player injuries we get just in training. I think we just got to take a look and I know time come March, bro. We've got to fix up, bro, because we can't have these injuries during our season again. So I mean, what happens to training? Are they told to go all in? I know it's good to go all in, but sometimes you have to reduce it, man, for the risk of injuries because we've got at least 12 injuries this season.
You know what? This is an interesting comment. Do you believe Elneny will not play for Arsenal this season? It seems like his injury is serious.
I think he will.
This might be his last season
in January, so it can't be. Like I highly doubt it'll relapse to the end of the season.
I think my opinion is I think he'll play the Europa League knockout stages. Come on, say if we're winning like 2-1 and he comes on like in the 80th minute in Premier League games like that. But I see him going to like Qatar next season, and his contract expires. So this is the last season.
This is a good one. Let's hope Partey doesn't get injured for his national team. I 100% agree. Let's hope he doesn't.
We have to hope that none of our players get injured at the World Cup.
No, the World Cup is a long time away. I'm not worried about the World Cup right now. I'm just worried about October. But yeah, let's shift now to before we go into anything else. We're not going to talk about October, but we're going to talk about January. Have you guys been seeing the links to the countryman, Odegaard's countryman? We've been linked to Odegaard's countryman, Jason Lindström. Jason Lindström.
What with the Frankfurt midfielder?
Lindström. Is it Storm? Yeah. I think it's Storm.
Oh, isn't he the centre back? Or am I mistaken?
Yeah. I think he's a midfielder. I think.
I seen it. I retweeted it. I'm just gonna find the tweet. Just bear with me. Where is the tweet that I retweeted? I
tweeted out about a guy I wanted to touch on by the end of the stream as well.
Okay, yeah. I'll show you guys that in a second. But yeah, here's the tweet. This is we could get him on a free transfer, bro. He plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. He currently could get a move in January. It could even be potentially a free transfer. I think he has 1 year left. He's 22 years old. He's a midfielder. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't lie. I don't know too much about the guy. All I know is his contract ends in 2026, actually, so it doesn't end for a while. He's played at Eintracht Frankfurt, and he originally came from Denmark. He got a transfer literally last year, right? He's played one full season at the top level in the Bundesliga in one of the top 5 leagues, and in that season, I don't think he's a big goals or assist guy, but what he does is he plays on the left wing, right wing, and attacking midfield. So it's very interesting. I don't know what profile player necessarily we are looking for in him, but he got 5 goals, 9 assists, all comps last season in 39 appearances. He played predominantly most of his games as an attacking midfielder. Could he be in that 8 role again, like a Xhaka, or could he be in that Odegaard role? What type of profile is he? Anybody who knows him, let me know a little bit about him. Do you guys know anything about him? Have you guys looked into him yet?
Well, I've been looking into the number 8 profiles, and Lindström, I think he has done a good job at Frankfurt. I mean, then he got to help them in the Europa League round last season, and he's been the main face in the Frankfurt starting 11 in the Bundesliga this year. But for me, he's not my first choice. I think he's somewhere down like 3rd, 4th in the list. I think if we're looking at 8th now, I think we shouldn't be looking at the middle. I know this is for him, but I want Koopmans. I think Koopmans is the best target we can get in this position. I think as a runner where we are, we can get the best, and I think he's not the number 1 choice for me.
Look at this. I just Googled something about him quickly to see what is said about him. And Breaking the Lines said this about Breaking the Lines had this to say about his playing style. Let me know in the comment section if you guys know anything about the guy. It says here that Lindström follows relative towards a path of progressing type. He can can be deputized out wide and is center forward. Think Tadic, Grealish. This is evident after single season gracing in territories he inhibited. The positional basics on the graphic below. So we're gonna now go on to here. You can see that there's I haven't done a player profile analysis on a player in a while, I don't think we're going to do that right now. But Gunnar Souls, have you heard anything about this guy before?
To be honest, I've not been watching Bundesliga for the last season or two, so I have no idea.
Player and similar to Damsgaard. So yeah, these are the positions that he's played in his career. You can see here, he's never played in a defensive end. Oh, look at that. Did you just see that? Did you see that? That's a Xhaka role.
But he
41%. He's played in that Xhaka role.
I'll ask a few questions, right? For that 8 role, for a placement for Xhaka and backup for Xhaka, say who takes Xhaka's role? Who do you want most? Because I know it ain't Lindström.
It seems like he's the Xhaka backup. Because look at the position that he's in the pitch.
I understand, but
41%.
Who would you want yourself? Because I want Koopmeiners. I think everyone else on this panel agrees that we would take Koopmeiners for the Xhaka role.
Bro, just look at his positioning on the pitch and most of these heat maps. It does look like he's a Xhaka kind of guy. Okay. We can't play the videos, obviously, but I'm just going to go to the end to see what they say. Because at the end, they always have some nice things to say about the players. This is where I got all my Ivan Toney information from. This website's amazing. Continental, where is it? Okay, here we go. What's next? Okay, so what's next? What do they say for next? As the working top success in spell nation, however, this Danish, I don't know. It doesn't really say anything. Back-to-back titles. Yeah, no, it doesn't really tell us anything at the end. But yeah, that is a little information about that guy. Let's see what people in the comments are saying. Do you think we're signing him as a winger? I don't think so. I think we're signing him as a Xhaka replacement.
I think we're gonna sign him.
Oh, he's not from. Oh yeah, he's not from the same country as.
He's not Norwegian.
He's Danish.
Yeah. How am I mixing up those two countries? It makes no sense. What's cooking, people? Yes, bro. Big up Bongo in the house. Mr. Bongo. Shout out to Mr. Bongo. I seen M in the chat earlier. Guys winning, doing well. Talksport and the media don't want us to cling onto straws. They will cling onto straws. Yeah, I hear that, bro. Muric over Lidström. Those are two different players. One's a Saka backup. The other one is a Xhaka backup. But yeah, I just wanted to talk on that quickly. Anything else that you guys want to talk about before we get into the second part of the video?
I was asking this question to everyone. I know Lindström was the target, but who would you want yourself?
I don't know yet. I haven't looked into it.
I've got a wild name. I have got an absolute wild name. Jack Grealish.
You know what? I can see it.
In the Xhaka role.
As an 8, yeah, as an 8. Actually, as an 8, not as a winger. Bro, the guy, you know what it is, yeah? He's not, like, the thing is, he's not a winger. Even if you look at him for Aston Villa, he plays deeper than a lot of people think. And he plays like a left midfielder, which is kind of what Jack has become, but obviously a bit more inside. And if you can do that with Jack Grealish and have him play there, just to get the ball off, like, our number 6, whoever that might be, and then just a ball progress, bro, it'd be insane. Like, you know, like to me, he's like a David Silva-esque number 8. Just someone who can get the ball, make a turn, and just get you up the pitch. Very Iniesta-esque. And I don't know why Pep hasn't noticed he's not a winger yet, and he's not trying to play him as an 8. I know they've got a brilliant midfield, but, man, I would... And he's apparently becoming available, so... That would be my wayward number 8.
Jack Grealish.
As a number 8, though, I'm telling you now, man would cook.
Wow. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I could see it. I could see him thriving at Arsenal. But does that mean Arteta knows how to get better out of players than Pep does, or does that just mean Pep?
Pep's team is just ridiculous, isn't it? Like the thing is, like, you have to ask yourself the question, like, who is he going to replace in that midfield 3? That's the question, and it's like everyone is probably already more established than he is, so he has to kind of find his own feet somewhere else.
Yeah, I get that.
So Kieran Tierney was subbed off in the 85th minute versus Scotland. Ukraine winning 2-1. Not related to injury purposes. Good.
It's good he's getting minutes. I prefer that.
You know, it's even better. They're ticking him off. I'm not making him play the full 90 minutes.
Well, it's 85 minutes, and it's like whatever in it. I'd only agree if it was like 60 minutes, 70 minutes. Then I'd be all right, fair enough.
No way Talksport blocked Terry. That's hilarious.
Yeah, they blocked him for like rebuttaling what they are. Well, whatever in it. So it's not. You
would think they would like that. That is hilarious. Anyways, people in the comments, let me see what you guys are saying. I think Jack Grealish to Arsenal. Who says no?
I'm not. I'm telling you now. I'd love that signing. Bro, it's what we need, man. We need, like, the thing is, we've got good players, don't get it twisted, but we don't have these final product players who are consistent. And I imagine him and like Jesus just linking up, bro. Don't get me started. Bro, in that number 8 though. I'm not playing him as a winger. I don't care. You can argue all day long. I'm playing him as a number 8.
Does he have the defensive ability to play that role?
He doesn't need to. I'll be honest. I don't think he'll need to. Like, think about it. Like, Zinchenko plays, and I don't think he's defensively good, and he's fine.
Let me know, people in the chat. Jack Grealish to Arsenal. Who says no? Let me know who says no. I want to know.
Yeah, what? Probably. Yeah, Jack. Yeah. Unless we win the Premier, if we win the Premier, he might come. Never know.
Yeah. Why would you say? If we win, everyone's saying yes. You know what? That whole thing of why would you go to Arsenal is dead the moment we win the league.
True.
Yeah. Let's just shift away quickly. The Premier League season so far, guys. There's not going to be a vibes from the 6. Can you guys see the image on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. The Premier League season so far, guys, there will not be a vibes from the 6 tomorrow, but you know what? We're going to do something interesting for you guys right now. I've done my Premier League team of the season so far, my Premier League worst team of the season so far, and my world's best 11 at this moment in time. I will show you guys those teams, and we'll go through it, and you guys let me know what you guys think of those teams. So first things first, let me start with the Premier League's. Should I do best first? Yeah, I should do best first. So for the Premier League's best, what I've done is, where is it? Where's the Premier League's best? Where's the Premier League's best that I did? Let me find it. Sometimes you do stuff and you can't find it.
I'm interested. I'm interested. There's one name that better not be in there, but I'll get into it.
So Premier League's best. I did it yesterday, so I need to find it. Here we go. Premier League's best. Where is it? No, that's not it. Let me just find it. 2 seconds. Give me a second. So yeah, I'm just gonna tell you guys who I did. First, I went to goalkeeper. I said Premier League's best goalkeeper is Nick Pope. I thought Nick Pope was the best goalkeeper this season so far. Then I went to right back. No, you know what? Left back, Cancelo. Just straight up Cancelo. I didn't think there was any debate or any issues there. Everyone tends to agree with that. Some people had a lot of questions about my center-back choices. My center-back choices were Saliba and Man United player, right? So I went with Varane and Saliba as my center-back choices. Midfield, I went with McAllister. I thought he's been doing great for Brighton, and Brighton are high up the table. I went with Kevin De Bruyne and Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka at this moment in time is playing like one of the best midfielders in the league. I'm not saying he is, but he's playing like it. So to discredit him, a lot of people were saying, why is he in the team? What makes Thiago or any of these other guys that deserve to be in there? Like Bentancur is playing great, but Xhaka's been playing better than him. Am I wrong? Then you have Jesus. I put Jesus on the wing, but people were upset that Jesus was on the wing, but Ivan Toney or Kane didn't get in the team. Zaha scored 4 goals this season. He can play on the left. Jesus has contributed second most amount of goals from an attacking player this season. Created one of the most chances this season. One more than Kevin De Bruyne. Hence why he's on the right. And then one second. Then obviously Haaland, the robot, is up top. Let me know what you guys would change from this team, because I think it's perfect. And I think people were saying Rodri should be in. Kevin De Bruyne is already in. Your midfield is great enough. Rodri is good, but McAllister, I think Brighton deserve some credit for the fact that they're still in the top 4 this early in the season. Man United, Varane being in over Martinez. Varane is in over Martinez because every game Varane has played, they've won. Every game Varane has started, they've won. So Martinez is great, but Varane has been linchpin to that team just as much as Martinez, but he doesn't get the credit he deserves. And Ben White right back, everyone's upset about that. I could have picked Della. I could have picked Trippier. Reece James hasn't played amazing this season so far, but he's still one of the best right backs in the league. Trent has been horrendous, so he doesn't get in there. I think Ben White doesn't get enough credit, and I put him in that team. And that seems to be Xhaka and him seem to be the two people disagree with the most. But yeah, what are you saying, Sam? You really wanted to talk about this?
I'll sort McAllister out at 6. I don't think he really plays a DM role. So I think Rodri has been one of the best performers in the league this season. So I put Rodri in there over McAllister.
I'll be honest, McAllister, yeah, I think it's that one game hype. Like, other than that, like, I don't think he's been the main influencer to why they've won games. But I might be wrong in that. But yeah, I'm glad you didn't do Lisandro Martinez. Don't get me wrong, he's had a good, but man, like, did people forget the first, like, what was it, 3 games without Varane? Like, people need to understand he didn't have a great start. Yes, he's had a few good games, but there's defenders who have actually played every game and played better than him. But I'm not going to trigger all these United fans. I can't be bothered with that argument because they're just going to call me salty because we lost him. We didn't want him at centre-back. We wanted him at left-back, but we won't get into that. And I agree with the Ben White shout. I don't think there's many right-backs who have put a foot wrong in this season. And Ben White, as a right-back, hasn't been ripped apart. Or you can't sit there and tell me Ben White was the reason we lost the game. So, well, we've been winning, but he's also not a reason we could have lost the game. He's not made a mistake or anything glaringly obvious. But yeah, I agree. Rodri should be in there, in my opinion. Left wing, I can give it to Zaha because I can't really think of anyone else at the minute. But yeah, Zaha has a good start.
Yeah. Zaha has 4 goals too. It would have been Martinelli if his goal versus United counted. But let's continue. So that was the best team, of course, on the Saliba side. And now let's go to the worst team with Van Dijk on his side, of course, right? This is the worst team. Now, I originally had Jordan Henderson in the team, so I made 2 teams. But let me show you, right? This is the team that I've gone with. This is the team that I've gone with, people. Now, some people disagree with this team. Some people say you're crazy. Why are you making this team? I've made 2 teams, people. I've made 2 teams. So the first team has Siyanchu and Jordan Henderson. I switched them out for Mason Mount and Johnny Evans because Siyanchu hasn't played enough and Jordan Henderson has had a lot of injury issues this season. Hence why I took him out. I thought Mason Mount, to yet register any goals or any assists as with the player who's played every game for Chelsea Football Club in the league, it's quite sad. And his performances have been noted by Chelsea fans themselves. They thought he deserved to be in this team over other people. Of course, the hologram himself is in goal. Danny Ward, the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League at this moment in time, probably the worst goalkeeper we've seen in Premier League history, in my opinion. I can't name anybody worse. Can you at this moment in time? Let me know if you can. Trent, horrendous season. Even Liverpool fans will put him in the worst team or most disappointing team this season. Johnny Evans, Van Dijk partnership, they've been horrendous this season, both of them. Van Dijk has conceded a lot of goals just looking at the ball. Creswell has been terrible this season. Luka Digne was a candidate to go in that team with him. And Didi, Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, first midfielders this season, in my opinion. And then Jared Bowen, I think, yet to register a goal or an assist this season. Neto, yet to register anything. And Vardy, as the leading man for Leicester, has 1 goal. Now, there were some other people that could have got in this team. Mo Salah being one of them, could have been in this team. We could have had Martial in this team. We could have had Darwin Núñez in this team, Central C himself, but he didn't get in this team. So, yeah, that is the team right there, people. Let me know what you guys think. Let me just go to you, Gunnar Souls. What do you think about that team?
It's just a Neto one for me. I don't know why Neto's in there. I think he's actually been quite good this season.
Zero goals, 0 assists this season.
Bro, this is the thing, and you can't cloud your judgment just on 0 goals and assists. Like, his performance alone have been pretty good. I think he's been like the only reason why Wolves can even do anything this season. So Like, I do massively disagree with the Neto one, but the rest of the team is fair enough. Like, I think Gallagher for what he did with Crystal Palace, he's been horrendous. I think he's been found out that he's not a big team player. And yeah, I can't really disagree with the rest of it. But that Pedro Neto shout, I'm sorry, man, that's wild to me. But that's just me, though.
Iga, Gallagher plays rarely for Chelsea. If I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, Conor Gallagher has been one of Chelsea's worst performing players in the midfield this season. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, he can't play because he's red carded, isn't it? So it's not a decision Chelsea made. It was made for him.
He's played 5 games in the league, and if I'm not mistaken, the first 2 games he barely played. He started against Leeds, they lost 3-0, and then the game against Leicester he got hooked off he played 28 minutes at the end. So yeah, I get it. Maybe I should take him out and put in Jordan Henderson. But regardless, it's a Chelsea midfielders in that team regardless. Take out Evans, put in Amarte. Johnny Evans has played almost every game, and you've been absolutely shit. Plank, useless Plank, fucking Amarte. He hates him. Okay, and then finally, the last team of the day. Did you see that team that somebody did? It was like the world's best team or something like that. Somebody made a world's best team. Did you see that?
Or is it for this season?
For this season right now, who they believe is like the world's best teams, and I was like, where's Saliba? That's the first thing that I said to myself, and then I also decided to make my own team. So let me show you. So I seen this tweet and I was like, yo, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make a video on this, and I'm gonna do a tweet. I'm gonna make my own version of this, right? So let me just timestamp that quickly. They had Neymar, Messi, Haaland, Pedri, Valverde, Modric, James, Martinez, Cundy, Cancelo, and Courtois. I decided to make my own team, and in my team, I put Courtois, Reece James, Saliba, Cundy, Cancelo, Kimmich, Kevin De Bruyne, Modric, Messi, Haaland, Neymar. Now, the reason why I put Reece James, I think Reece James is the best right back. Saliba's playing amazing. Kunde's team have conceded 1 goal this season, even though he's not playing as a center back majority of the games. I just feel like I don't know who else to put in from Barcelona. Then I could have also put in Martinez or Varane, but I felt like they don't deserve to be in there. Cancelo, Courtois, Kimmich has been the best player in the Bundesliga. Kevin De Bruyne has been one of the best players in the Premier League. Valverde, Modric has to get in there over Valverde as the better player, even though Valverde has.
Not if you're talking this season, no.
Valverde is world class this season. He's played in several positions. He's done amazing in all of them, and he's played well. So
what's the problem? I'm confused now. What's the problem? Is it this season or is it this year or what's?
Bro, it's just my team. There was thought that came into it, obviously, but I seen the team that the other guy made, and I said I could make a better team. So I decided
but that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, because firstly, like, if you're talking this season,
okay, so let me show you his team. He had Martinez. I just basically substituted Martinez out for Saliba, right? Then I looked at his midfield and I said Kevin De Bruyne needs to be in this team. Who can I take out? I took out Pedri. But then I seen Valverde, and I said Kimmich has also been one of the best players in the world this season. So between Modric and
if you're talking this season, why Courtois in there?
Courtois, even it also goes back to end of last season. Also, reputation from the end.
All right, okay, that's fair enough then.
Right. So Modric.
But then if that's the case, then Vinicius should be in there over probably Messi.
No. The thing is, Messi start of this season has been outstanding.
That's where it's all getting confused. Like, this is like, so what is the parameter? Because Messi's not actually been that good.
Basically, it's just my team, bro. I chop and change premises depending on what position I feel like the player gets in. Now, I
can't argue because I don't know what the reason is to picking these players, but.
To be fair, I wanted to get Valverde in, but I felt like Modric or Valverde over Modric.
What's that team that you showed first from was it Talksport or Sport Bible, whatever it was? What was the actual tweet? Like, what have they?
They tweeted this was the best. Somebody else originally made this, and then apart from notable exceptions, Kevin De Bruyne. So I put Kevin De Bruyne in for Pedri.
Oh, best team in the world right now. Okay.
Best team in the world right now. You let me know who's been better right now, Modric or Valverde. Valverde's been better, facts. But Modric is Modric. Like, I can't take him out.
If you're talking like right now, like who, you've got to put Valverde in there.
Okay, if you're making the best team in the world right now.
If you're doing it right now, ter Stegen's got to go in there. Because he's got the highest save percentage of recent goalkeepers, as much as I don't really rate the keeper.
Ter Stegen could get in there, but the fact that my man was the best goalkeeper at the end of last season winning the Champions League just edges it. And they've only conceded 3 more goals than
but Courtois had a good final. Every other game, like their worst.
They only conceded. Barcelona conceded 1 goal so far this season. They already have a defender in there. But if Courtois...
Yeah, but I would say that's more to do with ter Stegen than anything. He's got like an 80 to 90% save percentage.
So Vinicius over Messi? People saying...
Yeah, if you're talking right now, yeah, Vinicius has been way better than Messi.
Kimmich has been better than Tchouaméni. That is a fact. What else we saying? Unpopular opinion. Messi, Neymar, Cundy is overrated. Courtois is not good with his feet. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's not... I don't really agree with the team. But then again, I'm so confused to what the parameters are. Because it's hard to, like, really... Because if you're talking like this...
I seen the other team. I didn't like the team. I tried to come with logical reasons in why I put each player in each player. But I just felt like I seen Messi's name there. And I've seen how he performed this season so far, and I just felt like I couldn't take him out. Even though Vinicius has been great, I just felt like I seen Messi's performances, and I'm like,
yeah, but have you seen Vinicius though? Like, if you think Messi's been like, I'm a huge Messi fan. Like, he is the GOAT in my opinion. But yo, Vinicius is on a different. I hate Real Madrid, by the way, but Vinicius has been on a different planet.
Okay, like, so you're saying if I was to update this team, you're saying take out Messi, put in Vinicius. Where do I put Vinicius?
On the wing, it's fine.
On the right wing, or Neymar?
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, okay, and then midfield, you're saying Valverde over Modric.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Valverde definitely should go in right now because even in the Champions League campaign,
Kimmich has been the best player in Bundesliga. He's in.
So, but he's been crap everywhere else.
Okay, so you're saying ter Stegen in for Courtois, but then who has...
Right now, yeah, but if I was to say, like, if you're talking kind of this year kind of thing, I'd probably go different. Maybe like an Alisson or something if I'm talking like overall.
Alisson has been terrible at the beginning of this season,
no,
so we can't.
But that's the problem. Like, then that's what I'm saying about Courtois. Courtois has, like, if we're talking about ter Stegen this season, has the highest save percentage within Europe. Like, he's on like 80 to 90% save percentage. Something crazy.
Tchouaméni might have been good this season, but Kimmich has been the best player in the Bundesliga by far. And he can play as many. Let's be honest. Look at the players who have been the best midfielders this season. You have guys like Kimmich, Valverde, who can play in a plethora of positions, defensively, attacking, midfield. They are solid all in every single position. So I'm like, I get it that you want to put in Tchouaméni, but I just feel like Valverde.
No, Tchouaméni, not yet. I wouldn't put him in yet. I think he's had a good start. But
who's Barcelona's centre back though?
What?
Who's Barcelona's centre back?
It depends on the game. Like, it chops and changes. Like, Piqué hasn't really been playing, but it's like Araujo, Oscar Mingueza plays sometimes. Sometimes you've got like Cundy, you've got him. What was that?
Does Cundy start?
Yeah, but he plays more right back. Yeah, you've got Eric Garcia plays a lot as well. So it just kind of depends on the game and who's fit as well, because they've had a lot of defensive injuries this season, so we've not really seen like a huge like consistency in their back line yet. But it tends to be Araujo, Eric Garcia, Balde, and Cundy, or sometimes you see Sergio Roberto come in there. Dest doesn't seem to be favoured at the moment, so it kind of just depends on what he's feeling.
People are saying the whole team have been shit except for including Kimmich. No, that's not true.
I don't think Kimmich has been shit, but I don't think he's been as good as some of the other midfielders, in my opinion.
That's true. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up here, people. You guys have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Shout out to Gunnar Souls for jumping on, bro, as always. And yeah, as you guys already know, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you've gotten this far in the video, you're an absolute legend. If you haven't already subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. And yeah, hit that like button. Let's try to get this video past 100 likes if you've gotten this far in the video. Shout out to everyone in the comment section, and we're out of here, people. Peace.